Really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called. And on this kind of board, like what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm gonna say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is gonna stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm gonna guarantee that's what he's gonna say. Very interesting though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there too. A lot of times the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like he's going to have some gut shots in his hand. He's going to have spade draw. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just spewing.
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It would
I'm
be
already down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standard.
Yes.
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
Right? But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak. Welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 14.
Nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so Matt.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
He's
always
just
love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
But, all right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about depipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options for 12 and 1,400 average. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on a site with these other crushers, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. Remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He could just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation. That's pre-flop? I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when you can get to the turn and there's an opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1400.
I'm going 1400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's for winning it.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, now we can't win. This is a pretty rough spot because
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol,
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
A $10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then we'll do it. We'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. You know what this means.
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it. You
So that's cool
filthy
because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know.
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. What up, our party people? We're back. It is the Poker Coaching Study Stream. How y'all doing? Let's get this chilling out of the way. Well, let's get the hellos out of the way. Gab, what up, buddy? I see you out here crushing, my man. Good luck in the monster, bud. Chicken Live Long, welcome, buddy. Contrast, always here. Jeez, always. Skate, what up? What up, Dennis? What up? What up? What up? How you guys doing? How was your week? Hope it was good. We're coming off a killer day yesterday. Took second the Blitz on Global for just under 3K. Won the Freeze on Global for another like 1,600 or no, 1,400. A good day. Neighbors woke you again. Were they fighting or something? Well, 6 is Gallivant's toe is Rockstead. To see that this spring, like, this is our chance. Like, we got to get better than that guy, right? And so you got to seize all of these opportunities to get better than 6 is. All right, this is Poker Coaching Stream brought to you by Mr. Jonathan Little and his pokercoaching.com website. There's a link where you can sign up for free. You can get 20 of these quizzes for free, big blind charge for 100 blinds and more, and some homework assignments. Check that out. If you want to check out the Poker Coaching Discord, which is always popping, there's a link for that. There's 6 free study groups, including this one,
a week in there. They're all recorded. In case you can't make them live, you can check them out. You can watch the replays. You can timestamp it. You can go into the hand history rooms, whether it's cash, whether it's tournament, post questions. We're in there all the time, every day, answering questions. It is free, 100%, and literally the best content you can get for free for coaching. If you're not in there for free, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. What are you doing? So there's that one. Here's my Discord, personal Discord, so you can just hang out with me, talk about all things poker and anything else I find humorous. And even though Sixes isn't here because he's the gallivanter, crazy Sixes, let's give him a shout out anyways. Check out my partner in crime. I'm not sure if he's going to be here next weekend or not. He's definitely going to be in my house because he's coming for the series, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get his ass up in the morning. We're going to try, though. How can he hear all this noise and hear people getting better and sleep through that? He's not that kind of guy. Chihuahuas. Oh, yeah. My wife would flip out. She does not put up with that kind of shit. She's the one who gets those weird, like, sonic anti-dog barking things and puts them all around the yard. Makes, like, a nice, peaceful barrier around the house. Oh, it's funny. All right, guys. The way this is going to work, in case you are new, I am going to pick 2 winners from the stream. Type in poker coaching, all one word, in the chat. And then I will draw from all those people. That will gain you entry. Make sure it's all good. Looks like it is. That will gain you entry. I'll draw 2 winners. We'll keep one of you guys up here on the main screen. And because I'm here by myself, I have 2 browsers open, but they're going to conflict. So we can't really pay too much attention to the score at the top because it's going to get funky and weird from using 2 browsers. So I will keep my trusty notepad right here. Whoever wins, competitor versus competitor, gets $5. I can relate to not getting up this early. 9:30 is kind of tough. Dude, I'm here. I was streaming on Global last night till midnight. I'm here. How bad do you want it? You know how you get better than everybody else? You work while they're sleeping. That's how. Nose to the grindstone. Head down. What does B-Fizz say? Oh, it says, head down, graph up. Let's go. That's a good saying. That's a good quote for Mr. B-Fizz. So you guys starting to get in there. It's early. We don't have a ton of people out there yet. Everybody who's out there is up there. Hope it's cash. Not the first one. The first one's going to be Affleck, but I'll definitely do an Evan Jarvis or 2. Skate. This is short stack big blind play. So like if you are selected skate, you're going to be like completely distinct opposite of what you're used to. All right, guys, let's draw this bitch, huh? All right, winner number 1, and on the main screen is Mr. Meatball, legend of the Toe Army. And winner number 2, it's Meatball versus Ashes. Global Reg on Global Reg Violence. What up, monkey? All right, guys. So short stack away from the big blind. We're starting with Mr. Affleck. I haven't seen him yet in the series. I had to go find him and hang out, make him do lunch. And let's play this. Let's go.
This hand, it folds to us on the button. We have King of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds. We have 17.5 big blinds. We got a big stack in the small blind, 12.5 big blind stack in the big blind. Should we fold, call, raise to 2 big blinds, or go all in?
Let's get ready to poker. All right, guys. How many of you are folding? How many of you are folding? We be jamming this contrast. Straight min raise for Mr. Contrast. Or Mr. Dennis, rather. Laziness abounds. Meatballs all in. Min range for Gab. Is Ashes out there? Nope, not yet. Oh, damn, the Golden Knights parade is today. That'd be cool to go to. Two bigs. Ashes, Team Jam. All right, both those guys jamming. I'm never ripping here with the 47 bigs in the small blind. I would always min raise. I know Affleck doesn't play a limping strategy, so we can take that out. Folding out of the question. I would definitely jam here if they both had 11 bigs, both had 12 bigs. 17 seems like a lot to me. Both contestants all in, though. Let's find out. Okay.
So here, I think all in is the best play. King Jack offsuit doesn't want to face a rejam. It does quite well against the calling range. It can fold out a lot of hands we don't want to get. King Jack suited, we could raise call, but the offsuit hands you normally want to be jamming here. Limping could potentially be an option here. I don't play a limping strategy yet. It's something I'm going to start studying and potentially implementing, but it's not something that I currently implement in my game, but I think is probably an option here as well, even though I didn't. I think calling is a pretty good option as well. I went for the min raise. I think jamming is better to deny equity to the big blind, get the deny equity from the small blind rejamming on us and having to raise fold a hand like this. So big blind calls. And it comes 988 with 2 hearts. Should we check, bet 1.5 big blinds, bet 3 big blinds, or go all in?
I'm curious with the poker coaching charts. I'm gonna look. It's not even suited. Lengthy quiz. And actually, he didn't actually jam, so we get to see more than one street. C-bet or new? What do you think? Tools. Poker coaching charts. Small on frequencies, contrast. Doesn't quite have 17. Let's see if GTO Wizard has got 17. 15 on the button. King Jack O, pure jam for 15. And for 20, a little bit of jam. A lot of open. What you guys are typing that? I am looking at charts because I'm curious. Oh, GTO Wizard's got 17 on the button. Pure jam. But it's one of these weird island jams. I'll show you the chart. Jamming our weaker aces, that makes sense. Jamming our pairs that don't flop so well, that makes sense. And then there's this weird island here of jams. Can you guys see that okay? Yeah. There's a weird island here of jams, and then a weird island here of jams. These kind of make a lot of sense. If you look at poker coaching's charts, this is at 20. It's got a little bit of jam at 20. And then they don't have 17, but this is 15, where, again, a little island of jams with your paint, offsuit paint. It's a thing. Bet small on pair board. 3, says Meatball. Did we check? Because check jam sucks. We have enough equity not to buff a flop. Check, check, check. Multi Ashes checking. All right, this is where we part ways. Ashes checking. Meatball going 3. What would I do here? I think I would certainly mix check at some frequency. Check or bet small. It's kind of where I'm at. Except Meatball 3 isn't small, right? 3 is like 60% pot. So it would definitely be 1.5 or check for me. Stacks are small. We don't need a lot to get the fold equity. My one fear on the 10 blind stack is that they can just check raise this so wide. We do have 8x in our range. We do have 9x in our range. But they could just check jab it so wide. And we have the King of Hearts, right, Ashes? Look at that. Six is coming in on vacation just to sub. You see that, Love? I don't know if he came in just a sub or he came in because he knows that we're out here getting better without him while he's on vacation. And he's the kind of savage that can't let that happen. Player dependent stuff? I mean, is it though? Right? And maybe player dependent in that, like, if this is Limpy Collie guy, we could bet more often. He's going to be even wider. He doesn't check raise as much. Tight guy, maybe. Although I don't know how much tight guy defends with that isn't a jam. There's got to be some part of his range, right? On 11 bigs. Sure. Aggressive guy, definitely. Any more check?
What?
I mean, if he's got if he's got things like, obviously, like the hearts are gonna check raise. If he's got he's got 7-10, 6-7, 5-7, Jack 7, right? Queen 10. I'm not sure. Does he have Queen 10? Let's see. 12 bigs in the big blind versus raise. Opponent's position is the button. Yeah, he's got Queen 10. So, yeah. Interesting. I can see 1.5. I can definitely see check. All right, we got Meatball in the front. He is going. He said small. He misread it. Do we give him the asterisk? He did say small. What up, Sixes, man? How you doing, buddy? Big Blind is Queen 10 for sure. Yeah. Stream freezing for anybody else? I have 0 drop frames. Secret of 3. You'll own it. All right, cool. 3 on the main screen. Check on the off screen. Let's find out. Check over here. 3 over here.
So when I saw this flop,
bet
my first
1.5, bet
instinct
small is
was
10 points.
we have
Check
a lot
7
of
points.
really
Pretty
strong
good.
backdoors here, and this hand doesn't really benefit from, doesn't want to get like check raised here. However, it's really important to think about your pre-flop ranges here. And so what hands are we jamming pre-flop? Like, we should be jamming most of our offsuit broadways pre-flop, like Queen Jack, Jack 10, King 10 even.
The important
This
thing,
is the hand I
Ashes,
should have
Ashes,
jammed
Meatball
pre-flop.
is that you do
So
the best.
a lot of our raised folds then become from like King 9, Queen 9, maybe like a Queen 7 suited, maybe even King 8 offsuit. So we connect pretty well with like the 9 and the 8 because we're jamming the better hands. Our raised folds are going to come from a lot more 9x and 8x hands, depending on how you construct your pre-flop range. That's why it's really, really important to know about pre-flop here. And I just didn't recognize that, like, I ended up checking here, and I think my reason for checking is very reasonable here. I also think this hand can just bet call off because we're going to dominate too many 10-7s, Jack 10s, Jack 7s, etc. Like, we have the King of Hearts, plenty of equity to call off, good equity against 9x. I think we just bet and then call if they shove. However, this is a spot like the solver says we just bet everything. And the reason is because we have enough coverage of 8x and we have enough coverage of 9x here that we're well protected. We're going to have an overpair, a 9 or an 8 here way too often that we don't need to have a checking range here. So I think I make a mistake here by checking. Queen of spades on the turn and we face another check. Should we check? Should we bet 1.5 big blinds? Should we bet 3 big blinds? Or should we go all in?
Check, checkity, check. Cornwall is a thing, Meatball. It's definitely a thing. I don't think I have a single stream where I don't misclick something. Skitted, yes. Why my stack gets smaller, the smaller C bets. Doesn't take as much to get it that much fold equity. Oh, you're actually talking to me, not sixes? I know we look alike. Yeah. Because we bet range on this board, first of all. Here it is. You can see. Oops. I griefed it. We bet range. And then bet range small. Because it only takes one big. One big is 10% of this dude's stack. You know what I mean? So easy. Easy peasy. Three for Chicken Live Long. Three for Contrast. Monkey going small, 1.5. Ash is still checking. Getting a showdown. What you doing, Meatball? Meatball. Toe, okay, I bet you're 3. I don't think he has much real showdown again. Now, this is 3, and this is 1.5, so I want to make sure. I want to make sure we're at 3. Molten Ash is trying to get the showdown. Thinks King High is good. It's definitely good at some frequency. That's for certain. All right. I think I would always bet here. They don't have any Queen X in their range anymore. They might double check Jack 10. Doesn't need too much protection when we check flop. So they still have Jack 10, I guess. But they don't have a lot of 8X and 9X and stuff. I guess when check, they could probably check that back. I still would always bet here. We pick up equity. Take it down now. I think I would lean on the small side, though. Like, when he goes check on the flop, check on the turn, I don't think we need to go 3. I think we can go 1.5 pretty easily. And get the same part of his range to react as if we had gone 3. I think I would lean small. Yeah, they have Jack 10. I'm not sure that they jam, like... Let me see. I'm not sure if they jam... Yep, every combo of Jack 10. You were correct. Don't want to give such a good price, but why not? I mean, this guy's so capped. And we have a Jack in our hand. Hard for them to have that part of the draws. And we have a King in our hand. Hard for them to have that part of the draws. So, like, what, 7, 10, 5, 6, 6, 7 type of stuff? Meh. We didn't bet 1.5 on the flop. Oh, we did. No, we checked on the flop in game. So we didn't bet 1.5 twice there, contrast. I think I would bet small. That's what seems natural to me. Ash is checking. Meatball going 3. Let's find out.
Should have bet the flop. Now we get this queen, which can be a lot of our
8
queen
points
X
for
hands,
checking,
like,
though. Not a bad move.
jam pre-flop, like king, queen, queen, jack should be jamming, but I'm in raising king, jack, so I'm probably just raising queen, jack. Again, when these people double check, they normally don't protect their checking range enough. So when we face a double check,
That's why I
I
thought
think
small bet
it's
was
just
good.
too likely we're just gonna get folds as the most common outcome. So I do like betting a lot here versus double check. We have good blockers. We have good equity. Our hand isn't as strong now with 1 to come. Like, our backdoor flush draw is kind of useless, so it's not a disaster now to raise fold this hand. So I think betting's fine. Sizing, I think 3 big blinds is fine. 1 big blind, 1.5, I don't have a big deal. Checking's fine here as well because they don't really
Right,
have
it's all
ace high
options.
here. So we have a decent amount of showdown, but just denying some equity here I think is good, and we take it down.
Cool. What do we get here? 10, 17, 15. Wait, 10, 17. I think it's a tie. It is a tie. Meatball got a 10, a 5, and a 10. And Ash has got a 10, 7, and an 8. It's a tie. All right, guys, we're coin flipping. Right out the gate. Call it heads or tails. First one in gets the call. Flip a Ritz cracker, my little snack. Tails! Meatball got it. Let's find out. Oh, poor Meatball. Can't win a flip in real life. Can't win a flip in the in the study stream. Boo. Ashes, congratulations, buddy. You win. You win the prize. All right, guys. Let's do another drawing. 6 is beauty rest. That's kind of a long one. Let's do 6 suntan. All one word. What? Esprit, where to the rock show tickets live now? What the? Take a sub. All right, I can do that. If I can find it. Hi, kitty. It's not time for you. You were just dead asleep. You heard me in here talking and had to get some of the action, huh? What was I doing? Gift sub. Oh, I still have the rock show tickets on the wall. Hang on a sec. Let me deal with this and then I'll deal with that. Let me do the gift sub right quick. One gift sub. Pay demand his money. Oh, fuck. Well, I just gift subbed someone randomly. Gab, you get a free one. I owe you still, Molten. Molten. Ashes, make sure I get the right one. All right. You get a sub, and you get a sub, and you get a sub. Just the way the camera is at. If you want to see, I wish I could like take the camera over there. Make you guys a little seasick. Here's all the concert tickets on the wall. What? See, there they are. What? All right, guys. I think we got all of the 6 suntans in there. Yeah. They framed them all. You know what's funny is I was a concert junkie in high school, where I was going to 6-7 shows a year or something. And then I ended up working for Ticketmaster for 15 years as kind of like an internet roadie. And I have all my ticket stubs, like not all, but I have most of my ticket stubs back to and all my, actually on the door here, I don't know if you can see it, but like all my all access passes from working shows, that's all that stuff hanging on the back of the door. Those are all access passes. And I had all the stuff in the garage in like a shoebox. And one day I was like, man, like I have all these cool ticket stubs, Bob Dylan and Woodstock 99, Super Bowl 50, like crazy shit, right? And they're in a shoebox, and they're gonna stay in the garage until the day I die. And then my kids are gonna find them and say, oh, that's cool, and then throw that shit away. Like, that's just the way life works, right? And so I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to display these. So, yeah, I framed them all. I put them all up, and it was 2 giant posters. I still have probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 other ones that just don't have enough to make another poster out of. So, yeah, I decided to display all that stuff. Are tickets more affordable when you work at Ticketmaster? Yes. In that, I don't remember. Did I have to pay the convenience charges? It was either like yes, because I didn't have to pay the convenience charges, but I don't remember. The cool thing about it was, like I never had to wait in line. You just sent an email to the ticket lady, and you would have tickets, right? And so that was always cool. For the shows that didn't work, best show I ever saw. It's pretty tough. It's probably Woodstock '99, but I was also on the grass on the field at Super Bowl 50, and I worked UFC 200, which was super cool. I worked part of the London Olympics, which was super cool. So there's been a lot. But yeah, I was at Woodstock '99. Matter of fact, on that poster in the middle of one of those posters is the Woodstock '99 it's not the ticket stub, it's the itinerary thing. Yeah, I've been really fortunate that way. Yeah. I've been to hundreds of shows, man. Hundreds of shows. There's been lots of good ones. I've got numerous Tom Petty shows. Kiss. Amazing Live. I can't even think how many. Offspring, 311, No Doubt shows, like so many. So many. All right, let me pick a quiz while you guys do this, and then we'll get on. We're gonna do solver practice. Fuck it. We're gonna do a hard one. All right, that quiz is in. Let me draw the winner. Win number 1, and on the main screen. Skate. It's not a cash quiz. It's solver practice for MTT. You are ultra fucked. Ultra fucked, my man. And he's going up against bang. My weekly $5 leech, Mr. Contrast. Poor Skate gets solver practice and against the stream legend that is Contrast. Rough pull, Skate. All right, let's play this thing and see what Romero wants.
LoJack opens with King, Queen of Hearts. We're in the cutoff with Ace, King, and 3-bet. Our 3-betting range will be 9s plus for value, Ace, King plus, some Ace, Queen off. And then for bluffs, we're going to be using offsuit Broadway type hands, Ace 10 off, King Jack off, Ace 9 off, and then some suited Ace X and some suited King X. We 3-bet. What percentage of the time is LoJack going to be folding here facing this 3-bet?
All right, so regardless of our hand, we're talking about the LoJack right now. What percentage of the time is LoJack folding to the cutoff 3-bet? Kind of a funky question. Kind of a funky one. 40%? Question marks. 40% for Meatball too. This is a tough, weird one. This is a tough, weird one. Forty percent. Contrast, fold about half the time, he says. Fuck, man. I got to picture the LoJack opening range, which is kind of tight. I don't think we fold a lot of it, right? Because a lot of it's going to be, we fold the things like King Jack, King 10, Queen Jack, Queen 10, probably Ace 10. But we still call a lot of the suited stuff and all pairs. I'm kind of leaning 40% too. I'm not 100% sure which one it is. It could be one of these. Let's find out. Who was on the main screen? Skate, who's at 40. Contrast at 50. Let's find out.
Low jack's going to be folding about half the time, jamming a quarter of the time, and calling a quarter of the time. King, queen suited just has too much playability. All these suited Broadway type hands are
You're
almost
like all the
always
suit stuff,
flatted.
the paint, the pairs. As long as you know what the range is, it
The
doesn't
four
matter. If
bets
you know the
will
number.
be tens plus for value, and then some ace x suited as a bluff. Some small pairs are jammed as well. So king, queen of hearts just flats. We see a 3-5-7 flop, check. C-bet, low jack calls. This is one of the worst hands king low jack will call with on this flop. It's also okay to fold here. Four of spades on the turn. Should the low jack have any leading range on this turn card?
Interesting. Should low jack have any leads on this turn card? These are funky spots leading in three-way pots. Affleck loves these spots. No. No for Dennis. No for Meatball. No for context. No for skate. 2 no's. The thing about it, I'm not sure if the solver leads here. I wouldn't have too many leads here myself. However, we have 0 6x in our range. We also have 0 sets in our range because I don't think 3s, 5s, 4s, or 7s 3-bet pre. And we don't have any 6x in our range that 3-bets pre. However, low jack has all of those hands in their range. God, it's making me like lean yes with that thought. And I'm kind of leveling. Not that I would ever do it in game, but I think it might be yes. Let's find out. You went 50, and then you said no, and you said no. All right, cool. Don't get
So
crazy.
low jack's range will still
Don't
be
get crazy.
pretty weak on this turn card. Notice
didn't have it
that
in my
they
game
do
anyway.
not have a lot of 6x in their range outside of
Neither
some
of us have any
6, 5,
6x.
7,
That's
6,
the
8,
problem.
7, and pocket 6s. And
Big
they
blind lead for
have a
short,
ton of
skate.
overcard hands, just naked ace, queen, ace, jack, king, queen, jack, queen 10, etc. And then the pairs 10s, 9s, 8s can still be beat by cutoff's range. So cutoff's range is still relatively strong here. Low jack checks. What is the worst hand that cutoff should be shoving here on the turn for value?
What is the worst hand us in the cutoff should be shoving turn for value? Tough one. 9s. Dennis, all in. 9s are probably in the 3-bet range. Ashes, I'm pretty sure. It's probably one of them. We are in the cutoff versus the low jack open. Yeah. 9's 3-betting. 6s. Oh, no, wait. I got the stack sizes wrong. Hang on. 40 big, steep. It's got a smidge. It's got a smidge of 3-bet pre. Not out of the question. Skate says 8-8. Contrast says 9-9. Eight's in there, a smidge. Skate, you going 9-9? Final answer? 8-8's not even on the board. What the fuck? 9s, 10s, jacks, or queens. Man. 3-bet pre, C-bet, jam turn for a little over pot. Everyone is drunk. Indeed. Did I just rip 9s here? Doesn't have any 6s in his range. Fuck me. I think I would rip 9s here. Part of me thinks it needs to be much tighter. All right, 9-9 for both players, I believe. Contrast is 9-9. Let's find out.
So 9s is the worst hand that's going to be all in here
would
every
jam 9s
time
for sure.
for value. Notice how aggressive the cutoffs strategy is here, and that's because his range is so
one's got
strong
6s.
and the board is so dynamic. A lot of the value range of the cutoff is vulnerable, so it will play a very fast strategy with its value range. Because it's playing a fast strategy with a lot of its value range, it's also, the cutoff also gets to bluff a lot. I would estimate that the value bluff ratio is about 1-to-1 here on the turn, and that's just because of how strong even the bluffs from the cutoff will be here. Even a hand like Ace King has a gutter to a straight and likely 2 overs. So 9s is all in.
Yeah, value and protection.
Ace King of Spades is a check. 4 on the river. Low Jack has King Queen of Hearts.
Weed is cocaine.
What should they do in this spot with King Queen of Hearts?
But what happened? We checked. Right? We checked in game, and now the question is, what should the low jack do? Jam. Check. Controversy right away. With King Queen, what should the low jack do? Jams his skate. Jams his contrast. Jam. Everybody jamming. I would jam too. I would certainly jam. This guy's capped as fuck. He didn't take the move with the top of his range. Jam seems pretty good. Let's do it.
So here's the low jack strategy on this river. King Queen is almost always a bluff. It's one of the worst hands that low jack is going to show up with. Queen Jack, Queen 10, 10-9 suited is almost always all in here. Some King 10, King Jack suited. The Ace X hands are a little bit too strong to shove on this river. And then as for value, the low jack is fast playing 10s and 9s, mostly 8s, and then also just shoving all of their boats. So low jack shoves and Ace King is a call.
Sheesh. Who's making that call on the river with Ace King? I'm pretty sure contract I sent it to you like the moment it happened. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty good about that. I'll check. In theory, yes. In game, no. What's up, Missy? Opponent dependent? I am certainly overfolding myself. It makes sense. This is our best non-pair hand. We kind of induce this by checking turn. I get all that. But fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Maybe I didn't get last week. I'll trust. I did it on the fly. But okay. No scope, can't say to make that call. Tough, right? Ace King is pretty close. It is. It makes sense. I just never fucking do it. It definitely makes sense. We induced this by capping turn, right? He's gonna have a lot of missed clubs. I mean, this king queen call seems. He said this is the worst hand that he floats with, but this seems optimistic anyway, especially with no heart on the board. But like, he's gonna have a lot of missed clubs and things. Does like pocket eights just jam? Maybe, probably. That's value though, right? Does it jam for value, or does it bet some other smaller amount so that it can actually get paid by worse? Tough one. Tough one. Easy when you can see the cards, indeed. Skate, you did really good, man. 3 10s and 8. Super fucking solid, buddy. Super fucking solid. And that first question was tough, right? It was a weird percentage number that it's tough to hit. A6 suited, right? 7-6 suited, maybe in the low jack. All right, what are we doing now? Keyword. What's a good keyword? All right, how do you spell all that? How do you spell Ticketmaster Roadie? Like all the cat jam shit, like that's just been so overplayed. So overplayed. Let's do. I like that. I like that monkey man. You got it. In honor of the series. Oh, here. We'll just do poker coaches. We'll do Saliba. Saliba. Oh, look. You even got the Enya. Like the Spanish N. Look at that. You put an accent on it, Skate. I mean, I'm not saying it's not boring contrast, but it's fucking better than Cat Jam. Oh my god. Keck W. Getting scam calls in the middle of my stream. I wish Saliba had quizzes. Maybe one day. We'd be all over that shit. We'd be all over that shit. Oh, I talk to him like every other day anyway. But still, can't get too much Saliba in your life. Motherfucker's number 7 in the world right now. I did not see that final table contrast. I was sweating Saliba when he took 17th and 25, one of the 25Ks. What was it, last week? It was last week. Maybe it was the week before. I was so dumb, man. Like, I should have made a little Instagram story about it. Instead, I was just kind of hanging out with my buddy. All right, rolling it. Let's do it. Winner number 1. Bang! Missy up on deck. Winner number 2. Esprit. All right, well, I'll miss you up on the main screen here. Esprit, you know. I mean, Berkey's up there for me too. It's all those people that, like, they come across to me as pompous or stuck up, snooty. I don't like that kind of person in general. Like, yeah. Anyways, let's do it.
Here we have the beautiful 10-8 offsuit facing a raise from the low jack, 30 big blinds deep. The cutoff calls. We're in the big blind. Should we fold, call, Re-raise to 24,000 or go all in.
It's important to remember to stay humble. Arrogance? Yeah. That's a good word too. Anybody vote? Hi, okay. I'm in. I'm in the game spree. You just dozed off at the table, woke up, you got 8-10, facing a bet and a call. Oh shit, what do we do? Call. Ski folds. Call. That's all day, he says. Fold all day. Call. Fold. All right, here we go. Usually the 1 gappers and 2 gappers we always call. Right? 10-9, 10-8. Not so much 10-7. You think 10-5, 10-6 is the bottom contrast. That seems wide. That seems wide. I'm looking. No. Too wide. This has 10-7 in it, which I would have folded that too. But yeah, it's usually 1 gappers and 2 gappers. Well, you can see 10-7 now. Yeah, pure call. Pure call. 10-7 was in there, Ashes, but if you fold it, it's probably not that big of a deal. Cutting off the bottom there. All right, spree fold. Missy called on the main. Fold here.
10-8 offsuit's not a great hand, but in the big blind, getting amazing pot odds, I think it is a fine hand to call it, even multi-way. You have to be a little bit careful with hands like 10-6 offsuit, because 10-6 offsuit could very easily be dominated. Something like Jack 6 offsuit would definitely be folded, but connected hands, gapped hands are usually fine enough to call. King 7-5, we will check fold, but it checks through. 6 of diamonds on the turn, putting up a flush draw that we do not have. Should we check, bet 10,000, bet 20,000, or bet 30,000?
Yeah, this is much different than cash game skate, where you're 100 bigs deep and you make all out of these folds. That was a big adjustment for me when I was dabbling in cash. I jacked those ranges up because I'm such a heavy tournament player. I've been checking so far. Missy checking. Spree betting. 10K. Leading now. I'm the opposite skate. Like, I have to think more in cash game, and then I default to tournament strategy, which sometimes is okay, and a lot of times not so much. I would have to run this spot to see how heavily it's bluffed there, multi-way spree. I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just saying I'm not sure what the number is. The one thing about contrast comment with check on the flop means they capped range. Be careful, because the low jack in the middle is going to check a lot, and they should be checking with a good chunk of kings as well. So they still definitely have kings in the range. They're checking all their flush draws in the middle, and would bet all that kind of stuff in the backseat. So I don't think they're necessarily capped. The guy in the middle isn't capped. The guy in the cutoff is definitely capped. For sure. But I think, all that being said, I do think this is probably a good lead spot. Leads are generally going to be small. I think we can even go smaller than 10, right? What? We can go down to like 7K, 6,750. That's where I would be. I'd be even smaller than 10K, I think. Because I'm not really trying to like push out a single diamond or push out a king or 7, because I don't think those things are folding. All right, so 10K for Esprit check, I believe, for Missy. Yes. All right, let's find out.
This is a situation where when it checks through on the flop, I think we can start to heavily discount flushes from our opponent's ranges because most players are going to bet most flushes on the turn. So if that's the case, that means that they're kind of capped at top pair. And also, most players bet a lot of top pairs on the flop. So given I'm the only player in this pot who could reasonably have flushes and top pairs, I definitely think betting is very, very viable. And some of the hands we want to be betting with in the spot are going to be draws that lack showdown value that are kind of junky, that we can reasonably bet and then fold if raised. And I think our hand very clearly lines up with that. We have an open-ended straight draw to the nut straight, not that necessarily matters. But we have an open-ended straight draw, 10-eye, and I think we'll be able to reasonably bluff our opponents out on a lot of rivers because they're going to be calling with a lot of pair plus flush draw type hands, and a lot of that's not going to come in, or even pairs without flush draws. So when the flush draw comes in, we'll be able to bluff them off of the ones that don't have flush draws. And when the flush draw doesn't come in, we'll probably be able to bluff them off the ones that had flush draws. So this is a pretty good spot, I think, to go for something like 10,000 on the turn, maybe even 8,000, a little bit smaller. I don't think we need to go too big. Typically in multi-way pots, you just don't have to bet that big, especially when your range contains a lot of nuts. And my range certainly does contain a lot of nuts here because I would have a whole lot of suited hands with diamonds that I would obviously bet using a small to medium size. So we go 10K. Only the cutoff calls. River's the jack of spades. Should we check, bet 20,000, bet 40,000, or go all in?
I wouldn't say every river is pretty. I won't say any more than that as we're in the middle of the action. What do you guys think? Are we firing again? We fired once, we got called. Oh, shit. Now what? I said. We didn't even know he was there. Said was either lurking or literally just walked in the door and immediately first thing out of his mouth is all in. That's funny. That is funny. Missy checking, giving up. 20K for Meatball. Dennis giving up too. Missy and Dennis hanging out on Check Island. Meatball out there with 20K on Lonely 20 Core Island. 20K Island. 40 for a spree. Check for ashes. What do you guys think? Anybody else out there? Never give up, never surrender. Great movie. The Thermians are some of the greatest creatures of all time. Contrast with the fuck it jam. What can they call us with? Fuck them. Ruh-roh. I think as played, I think the lead on the turn is correct. As played is usually the term that you hear from your coach when you fucked up. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things. Like in poker, Carter firing to 20. In poker, when we bluff turn, we almost always bluff river. I wouldn't be bluffing a diamond because a lot of what floats us is a diamond. We can take out all the king X and all the flushes from the cutoff range because they didn't bet in the back seat. So we don't have to worry about them having flush as much. Even 8, we box straights, but generally speaking, another little rule that happens in poker is that, like, when flush completes and straights complete on the board, this has both, bet sizes generally come down. And I really think we're targeting, like, air with a single diamond. So because of that, I would bet smaller again and go 20 versus pot or all in. Right? Like, when they float the flop, we're trying to get, like, single diamond ace to fold. Right? And that should be pretty fucking easy. I don't know. The good thing about sizing up is now you get things like 8s, 9s, and 10s to fold. That's definitely a good reason to size up. I don't know if those fold to the smaller bet. They might. I mean, there's 2 overs, a flush draw, and a straight out there. And we're in the big blind to have all of it. We also have all the 2 pairs. King 5, King 6, 7 5, 7 6, Jack 6, Jack 5. Cutoff has none of those. But I don't think when straights and flushes complete, we have a jam contest. I would be going 20 myself. Let's see. Esprit went 40. And I believe Missy checked. Let's find out.
I think this is a very nice spot to go all in. If we had a flush, I think going all in would be quite nice, especially if we thought the opponent would find a lot of hero calls. That said, exploitatively, I think this is a spot where the opponent's range is going to be pretty capped at a king and worse. I mean, maybe they picked up king jack on the river. But
Check flop,
unless they rivered king jack or a set of jacks, or they turned a set of 6s, or they turned a straight, which I block, I don't think we're getting called here very often at all. So given I don't think we're getting called here very often at all, at least if we bet big, I definitely like betting big. The question is should we bet pot or should we go all in? And I think in this scenario, going all in for a 1.75 times the pot is very nice. I don't think we're going to get called here very often at all, unless the opponent just decides, I don't have it. But most players in most games just aren't going to call it off here with pocket 9s. They're just not going to do it. Or with ace 7. They're just not going to do it. So given they're just not going to find calls in the spot, I think it's a very good spot to be pretty unbalanced. And I like going all in.
I'll find out what the 20 was.
We do go all in. I mean, there is some world where like 40,000 is better if the opponent may view the all in as me obviously trying to steal the pot. And you're never really going to know how your opponents view this type of thing. At least in my experience, when I go all in on the river for a lot,
I'm gonna run this
most people fold almost every time, as they should. So I rip it in with a bluff, and they let it go. You may ask, like, should we check and give up on the river? I think absolutely not. It's so easy for the opponent to have ace of diamonds or queen of diamonds that we lose to, right? So there's absolutely no point in checking. Should we bet small? I think no, because we're trying to get a pair to fold. And I think a pair is just going to find a call for 20,000. So the only options here are 40 or all in. And I do think all in is going to get like every hand worse than a king to fold. And I think that'll be almost all the opponent's range. Whereas when we start betting 40, I do think stuff like a jack or maybe even a 7 will start to find calls. So if we can get a jack or a 7 to fold, which I think is going to make up the majority of the opponent's range, considering the other random ace high stuff they can have, I think this is a pretty good spot to shove. We do shove, they fold, and we win.
Put it in my Discord if you guys are interested. ! Discord if you're not in my Discord and you want to see the answer. We're going to run it. This is pretty close. 17 plus 8 is 25, and Missy got 21. Esprit. Eking it out, my man. Let me know how you want your $5. Gift sub, PayPal, whatever. Conscious, I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. I am God. Esprit, we bow down to the legend of the study stream. I still do ACR. Let me know your ACR screening. I'll do ACR, carrier pigeon, snail mail, Visa gift card. What you got? I got it all. All right, cool. Let's do we got time for probably one more, maybe two. Next one is going to be I don't know. America's Cooler Room. Man, an ACR, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means. I've been grizzled reg for too long, but there are a lot of things about ACR I don't like. There are a lot of things. I mean, there's a reason why I barely play there. There's a lot of reasons why I barely play there. And it's not that, oh, I just can't beat ACR. That's not one of the reasons. I mean, the biggest reason, honestly, is I think because of the way they're set up with the 5-hour late reg and massive reentries and tournaments going until like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, my time on the West Coast. Like, I just think no RNG rants, none of that. It's the playing experience. It's just miserable, in my opinion. It's just not enjoyable to play there. You know, or you play on some of the smaller sites and your tournament's over in 4 or 5 hours. Easy. That's my biggest complaint. And it's got nothing to do with RNG. You know, I do think they combat the cheating. And I do think they combat it a lot. I don't know if they combat it enough, to be honest. I don't know if they have to care all that much. Right? Yeah. So, you know, people like the big fancy guarantees. I love the big fancy guarantees. But the truth is in 1,000-man fields, 3,000-man fields, the chances of winning the big guarantees are slim. You need exponentially more buy-ins to deal with the variance of 1,000-man, 3,000-man, 5,000-man tournament. And so there's just a lot of landmines. Plus the re-entry, plus the 5 hours of late reg. Like, it's such massive variance on that site. I mean, that's the reason that everyone's got a downward graph on ACR, is that the variance is astronomical. And people don't realize you probably need 300, maybe 500 buy-ins. And so no one's playing, you know, the 11s with a $5,000 bankroll, right? They all play the fucking 11s with a $1,000 bankroll, $500 bankroll, and think, oh, I have so many buy-ins, this is plenty, right? And it's just not enough. And you're just gonna swing a lot on that site. Versus, you know, it's gonna be that way if you're not one of the better players, and on the smaller sites too. But if you are one of the better players on the smaller sites, you could just, I mean, you guys see what my global graph looks like, right? Like, you just print money. And Jay always says, find a game you could beat, play the shit out of it. You know, I love that my schedule is so nice, right? I start at 1 p.m. my time. I'm usually done by 8 or 9 my time. In, out, boom. Risk of ruin is non-existent. Upside, let's see, last night I won 4K on my schedule. So upside's pretty decent. So, yeah, that's it. Ironic perspective, as your skill level, you think you have a post-flop edge that would benefit from longer structures? Yes. That is certainly true, Esprit. However, even if I had aces every hand, if there's 3,000 people in a tournament, 5 hours late reg, unlimited re-entry, aces every hand, the chances of me winning that tournament are slim, right? Slim. And then I'm still going to have to spend 12 hours to min cash. And listen, min cashing is a thing, it happens, right? But 12 hours to min cash, I can finish 2, maybe 3 tournaments on global in that time. So, there you go. There you go. All right. Do we do WSOP as a screen name? I don't know. I think I did. We didn't get any people. WSOP. Damn it! I should have told you. WSOP is the keyword. You guys should have been putting that in while I was ranting. We'll do that while I go back to quizzes and pick one. All right, I think it's time for a cash quiz. I think it's time for a quash quiz. Quash quiz, Stone Guards. Welcome to the stream. Hollywood. What up, buddy? Nice try, Skate. Nice try. I am the captain. All right, what? People die 25K Thursday night, 108 remaining, 107 in the money. Aces on the button for 25 bigs. 3 better than 1. They jam Queen Jack suited. That sucks. That sucks pretty bad. I'll say this about BOL. I think BOL is got some decently. I mean, it's definitely beatable and far more beatable than ACR. However, I do think it's a high variance site for a couple of reasons. The structures are very fast. And as a player pool, the BOL guys, those guys are aggressive. Like, I've never played on any site ever in my career where I have 3, maybe even sometimes 4 maniacs tagged like the second I sit at the table. I haven't played a hand with them. They're just like tagged from previous games and shit. Right? It goes in waves because of that. Because the super high structures, you're short all the time, and these guys are going crazy and 4-bet jamming Queen Jack, right? So you take a lot of 60-40s and stuff. All right, let's draw winners. No contrast. That is not a thing. 1, don't gamble. Don't go to the casino. It's a sucker's game. Don't spin to win. It's a sucker's game. Use those buy-ins to make you money. Don't use those buy-ins to risk taking a shot at a tournament you're not rolled for, so you get a one-time shot at a tournament where the field's probably better than you, and they got massive late reg, and they got re-entry, and you don't. Like, it's just lighting money on fire. BOL will not confiscate your money if you have PIO installed on your computer, because I have had PIO installed on my computer for years, and I play there every day. They will ban you if you have it running while you're playing. They do check for that, because that's cheating. ACR won't even let you log in, or it will shut you down if you open PIO while playing. I've been investigated by ACR and by BOL. Didn't have any problem, but did get investigated. One time I was like 12 tabling on stream. I was playing on ACR. I was 12 tabling on stream, and I got the CAPTCHA test in the middle of the stream. And because I was 12 tabling, I failed the CAPTCHA test. So I was lucky enough to have direct line to Phil Nagy. So I was DMing Nagy. I was like, hey, don't fucking block me. I fucked it up because I'm streaming 12 tables. You know me. Like, don't fuck with me. Not right now. And everything was cool. And then it was a couple months later, and by coincidence, I was playing The Cage, which is the ACR cash game / tournament combo deal they do in Costa Rica. And so I go to Costa Rica, and I'm playing in that. And at the same time, if you go to that, if you want to, you can take a tour of the corporate offices of ACR. And so I was like, yeah, fuck it, that sounds like fun. So we took the tour of the ACR corporate offices. And then we go to this conference room, and they do this whole little like dog and pony show where they bring in the tournament director, and he says a little spiel, and they bring in the security person, they say a little spiel, that deal. And then Nagy was telling the story about how one of his streamers had been playing all these tables and had failed the capture thing. He didn't realize it was me, and I was in the room at the time. So it was really funny when I interrupted him. I was like, yeah, me, that was that guy. So that was kind of funny. Connections, yeah, I'm really fortunate, man. I'll tell you the truth. The truth is I don't know how the fuck I got here in life, right? Like, I'm just like you. All I did was I played poker. I started with free rolls. I won a little money, and I built a little bankroll, and I've gotten to where I am today. And I've been really fucking fortunate in life. You know, I randomly met Sixes through streaming. Sixes randomly met Saliba through low-stakes cash games because they're from the same state in the same area. And then Saliba randomly answered a tweet from JL saying he was looking for a social media guy, and he randomly got the job. And then Saliba turned that into being a coach and going crazy. And through that, I met Affleck and JL and all these people, Faraz. And so, like, listen, I'm not famous. D-list at best. But it's kind of crazy that I have crazy famous friends. And, you know, this is one of those industries where, you know, you never get to play with Jordan or Kobe in basketball, right? But here you get to play with them. And, you know, if you work hard, you can have an inner circle with people like that, which is crazy. It's because I'm tall and have a nice hat. Yeah. And I got this award-winning smile. You know, there's that too. I'm witty as fuck. Contrast, that is the absolute 100% truth, man. I got here today because when you want something, you have an addictive drive personality and it propels you where you are. It's true. I always say that too. Like, am I smarter than average? Sure, maybe. Am I a genius? Fuck no. Am I as smart as Saliba? Fuck no. However, I am one of the hardest working in the game. Right? You just hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. And that's got me where I am. BOL investigation isn't that big of a story. I tried to log on one time and I was locked out. And again, I just emailed the support. I don't know anyone at BOL. But I emailed support and I was like, hey, I'm GBT. Google me. I play Face Up. Talk about all my spots on my stream. Check out any of my stream. I've been streaming for 6 years. Check me out. I'm not cheating. And within minutes, they unlocked my account. It wasn't that big of a deal. Hard work beats talent sometimes. Right? Some people are gifted. You know, I think Saliba works really hard. So I'm not discounting any of that. But he's also very much gifted. You know, you get those players too. For sure. All right, let's draw this. We've been ranting for long enough. And right out the gate, it's Hollywood on the main screen. Up against another legend of the stream, Mr. Carter. Good take from the flip. Hey, nice. Got me on the big screen. Let's do. Everyone's watching, Hollywood. No pressure. Let's do it. Hey, King Diamond. What up, man? Yeah, it's been a long time. Things are good, buddy. You know me. Always improving. Always working. Always going up. There's Crackers. This stream brought to you by Poker Coaching and Rich Crackers. Is this Nabisco? I don't even know. It's got to be Nabisco, right? They make every fucking cracker. Anyways, Rich Crackers. Cracker of champions. You want to ship and win a bunch of money like I did last night on stream? The secret. Ritz fucking Crackers. All right. Enough of this. We got Hollywood on the main screen, Carter on the side screen. Let's
Hello, Poker Coaching members. Evan Jarvis here for PokerCoaching.com, coming at you with another cash game quiz. Today we're playing some 5100 No Limit Hold'em over on GG Poker. Looks like we got a pretty reggy game here. Everyone having over 100 big blinds and having some reasonable stats. Players look to be a bit on the tighter side, but of course these are small samples.
I should answer before you the quiz even.
40 hands or
He
so,
knew what's up
on these opponents. So folds around to us on the button, dime pieces, 10s, 115 effective. What should we do? Should we fold, call, raise to $250, or raise to $3?
All right, guys, what are we doing? $3 for Ashes, or 2.5 for Ashes, 3 for Hollywood. $2.5 for Monkey, 3 for Dennis, 3 for the Meatball. Set going 3. Skate going 3. This is Said and Skate's World. Limp for King Diamond. 3 for Missy. 3 for Contrast. I don't see Carter yet. Oh, there he is. Carter, 2.5. I got you. Yeah, definitely no limping. We're deep as fuck. We're the first act. I got you, Carter. I see you. Yeah, and Evan Jarvis can say 2.5 is the standard. 3 is fine. Let's roll it. Hollywood went 3 and 2.5 over here and 3 over here.
10s is a premium hand. Definitely not a hand we're going to be folding. Definitely not a hand we're going to be just calling with. We want to come in for a raise. I'm going with 250, but if you went for 3, that's a 10-point play too. We're met with a 3-bet from the small blind, smaller than GTO. GTO would be 3-betting to 12 here, so maybe a little bit of a tell from this player that they're using kind of an in-position 3-bet sizing and actually using the pot button for their 3-bet sizing. So they pot 3-bet. Action's back on us for pre-flop decision number 2. What should you do? Should you fold, call, 4-bet to 24, or just ship it in?
Oh shit, we get hit with the 3-piece combo. What's up? Call's already streaming in the chat. Hollywood calling. Carter calling. Everybody calling. Yeah, we can't fold. This hand's too good. Don't want to 4-bet this because when we 4-bet this and then get 5-bet or ship it. The problem is that we're only getting called by better, right? Like when we ship this for 100 some odd bigs, we're getting called by generally like Jacks plus, Ace King, maybe Ace Queen suited, maybe, right? I'm pretty sure we call. I mean, all in can't be too terrible. It can't be too terrible. All in seems standard. Let's call. Both contestants call.
Now,
let's find out.
I'm never folding
both
here.
points,
This is
both
an absolute
right.
premium hand in a premium position.
Right.
Yes, our opponent in their 3-betting range
10 points
is
for
gonna
everybody.
be holding some aces, kings, queens, jacks, hands that are better than us. They may also be holding some 9s, 8s, 7s, and all kinds of broadways and suited broadways if he's going with a wide range.
True.
Now, I was a little surprised to see it. Solver is cool versus a standard 3-bet sizing to just jam with 10s here. To me, it feels like it's a little bit a lot, but that's what the solver said. So if you picked the jam, you're getting 10 points here. Now, this opponent is a little bit on the tighter side, and I think with us having position, it makes more sense for us to take this to the streets. We don't want to 4-bet here and open up the door to getting 5-bet all in,
Like
both from hands that have us beat, sure.
Solver,
We're
cray
getting away
cray.
from the hand, but we could get away from it post-flop for less. And we are opening up the door to getting folded out by ace king or maybe an ace 5 suited, because if we 4-bet, I don't think our intention is to call an all-in. So I like just calling here, taking it to the streets, and then seeing
Sign of you being a red
what
contrast.
the flop brings. Actually, it looks like if we're 4-betting, I just did a quick check on the solver, it is 4-bet calling with 10s. It's also 4-bet calling with 9s, 8s, 7s. That just seems like a really wide range to get him for 100 big blinds personally. Especially in this situation, we're dealing with a nitty opponent, so it doesn't make sense to go on that aggressive side. Anyway, we're on the flop. We've got queen 7-4, one overcard out there. It's a rainbow board. Our opponent follows up his pre-flop 3-bet with a third pot C-bet. What do you want to do? Do you want to fold, call, raise to 15, or raise to 25?
Yeah, Skate, you nailed it. It's a function of that, right? The small blind in this spot has the widest 3-bet range of everyone at the table, and it's going to be a lot of like queen jack suited, jack 10 suited type stuff, you know, that kind of stuff. Of course, top of range as well. And so we get to punish that. The calling of the 4-bet, in theory, seems okay. In practice, doesn't seem great. I think most people are way light on their 4-bets, and that pushes it like way into the stronger part of the range to jacks plus and ace king, maybe ace queen. 10's not doing that great against that range. Everybody calling. Carter calling. Call. Everybody calling. Yeah, we can't fold. We're going to whiz through this one pretty easy. We have to call. It's a good size. We still have the best hand a lot. Let's call.
We're certainly not going to be folding. There's only one overcard out there. A lot of our opponents' ace-high type hands have missed the board. We're pretty much only behind when he has those aces, kings, queens, jacks, king, queen suited, queen, jacks, ace, queens. And yeah, he's going to be betting the same size with them, but we also have a lot of hands that we're beating as well in his range. So to me, this is just an easy call. If we raise here, the only reason we're raising is to try to get some protection against an ace, king, or some other ace high type hand. The problem with that is we're usually getting hands that we beat to fold and usually building a pot against hands that have us beat. So he has some hands in his range that have 2 overcards versus us. We can navigate post flop, play position, and typically get away when our opponent improves to a better hand while taking the pot away or getting protection when the board runs off well and we still have the best hand and get that sign from our opponent that our hand is good. So we're just going to call here. That's your 10-point play. And the turn is perfect for us. 10 of diamonds giving us second set. We're now only losing a pocket queens, and we are smashing kings and aces, which is, we went from hoping our opponent didn't have a strong hand to hoping he has basically the nuts or near the top of his range. Our opponent follows it up with a half pot turn barrel. What should we do? Should we fold, call, raise to 30, or go all in?
Bink! Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Missy, jam, call. Hollywood, clicking. Getting crazy. Sedab, on team crazy with the click. Lots of calls otherwise. This is where Hollywood and Carter's part ways. Skate thinking about calling. SPR is shallow. 3-bet pots. They're gonna be. King Diamond, jammy jam jam. All right, yeah, I mean jamming's fine, but I kind of like calling. The cool thing is like if we were out of position, jamming seems great. When we're in position here, we can just call, and don't have to worry about them like checking river and not getting that last bet in, right? Like we don't have to worry about building the pot so much, Hollywood, because the pot's already built, right? There's a small SPR here of 1. And that way we get to keep any bluffs he might have. And he also improves ace king on the turn. And if he checks, we can always bet the river because we're in position. So I would pair call. Let's see what it says. Hollywood going, let's do call first. Over here. Hollywood going 30.
Now, in this situation, it can certainly be tempting to raise, to build the pot, and set ourselves up to play for stacks on the river. If we min raise to 30 here, our opponent calls. There's going to be 90 in the middle. About 60 behind. It's going to be very easy to get all the chips in the middle if our opponent has a hand that can call. Now, that being said, if our opponent has a hand that can call a turn raise, which looks extremely strong, by the way, our opponent probably has a hand that he's going to bet himself on the river. And with $60 in the middle, him only having less than 1.5x pot behind, he's going to be pretty pot committed when he bets himself. So rather than going for a turn raise and a river shove, which looks a lot stronger, I think it makes more sense to go for a turn call and then a river shove, regardless of what our opponent's sizing is. This allows our opponent to feel more confident about a pair of queens, pair of kings, pair of aces, which are likely stacking off anyway, but also allows him to keep barreling with gut shop type hands, open ender type hands, and maybe some pure bluffs because he just decided he wants to 3-bet and go for it. I think that slow playing here is the best play. There's no reason to let our opponent know just how strong our hand is. We want to represent like we're holding on with jacks or a weak queen here like queen jack suited and giving him the opportunity to barrel us off of that marginal holding. 7 of spades comes on the river. We're now losing to quad 7s in addition to queens full.
Fold equity.
But
great.
all in all, we're feeling pretty good about this
It's
situation.
like a magic trick.
Our opponent now full pots at $58 and a $58, 20 behind. What should we do? Should we fold, call, or go all in?
All right, everybody jamming. It's been a good stream, guys. Nothing really to talk about here. We got the nuts jamming. Everybody jamming. Everybody jamming. You got the nuts. Jamming. Let's go.
This decision is pretty easy. If our opponent was bluffing, we extracted the maximum value from his bluffs. If our opponent has a made hand that we beat, we're probably going to get it all. If our opponent has a made hand that beats us, well, this was just a good old-fashioned cooler, and sometimes you're going to lose those hands. We're not folding the third nuts. We're not just calling with it. We're going for max value against ace, queen, kings, aces, maybe king, queen as well.
I don't even count combos for contrast. I'm like, I got a boat,
That's what we're doing.
and
That's
is
the
what it
10-point
be.
play right there.
I don't give a fuck.
As for our opponent, he folds.
Combo schmambo. I don't give a
There's a rare situation where he has a pair of queens and decides that there's no way we're bluffing with worse and that he's saving the $20. But I think most of the time, if our opponent only has to call $20 more into a pot of 200, he's going to say pot odds and click the call button, even if he thinks he's beat the vast majority of the time or almost all the time. I think what was going on here was our opponent was barreling off.
Could have like ace king.
He was semi-bluffing. And because we played our hand the way we did, we extracted an extra pot size bet on the river, which we would have missed out on if we went for that turn raise. And if our opponent had a strong draw like king jack or 8-9, he would have called the min raise, but then he would have folded to our river bet. If we went all in, he would have just folded to our raise. So instead of going for an extra $15, we got an extra $60 out of the situation. And we took down a very tidy pot without even having to show our hand. Unless, of course, he's a Poker Coach member, in which case he'll see that we had 10s on this one. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this quiz. This has been Evan Jarvis for PokerCoaching.com. Hope you enjoyed the quiz. I hope you learned a thing or two. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
All right, guys, that's it. Good one. A Carter, but the motherfucking swish. To close out the stream, Hollywood did really good. Turn bet was not the most optimal, but still decent. Pretty good. 7 points. Definitely not a mistake. Definitely not a mistake. Carter, let me know how I can ship you $5. Congratulations, and that is a wrap. I appreciate you guys hanging out for me. If you enjoyed this is the Poker Coaching site. It is Jonathan Little's site. You get to sign up for free. This has a 500 plus quizzes. This was an old banner on my stream, but yeah, like almost 2,100. I was gonna rate Ganger always. Monkey May I? Any PC coach. But anyways, yeah. There's a link. You can sign up for free, get some charts, get some quizzes. Check that out. If you want to get in the Poker Coaching Discord, best free content on the internet. There are study groups 6 days a week. This one with me and Crazy Sixes. Sixes does a cash game one on Tuesdays. I'm there, but Sixes mostly runs also a tournament one on Thursdays. Luis Felipe does Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He is great as well. There's some student ones that go on, I believe Monday night as well, consistently. So all of those available to you free. They're all recorded. If you can't make it live, you can watch a replay. You can timestamp it. You can go back and ask all the questions. They have dedicated coaches for tournaments. I'm one of them. I'm in there pretty close to every day. I usually take the weekends off, but pretty close to every day answering hand histories. There's a bunch of us in there. Check that out. PC Discord is great. Also, my Discord, if you want to hang out with me personally, I got my own Discord server where we talk about mostly poker, but lots of other things too. I always posting jokes and memes. There's a hand history room in there as well. Team Toe guys are all in there. Check that out. If you want to see this one from the beginning, or any of the ones we've ever had in the past with all of our illustrious guests, we haven't done guests in a while. We got to get Evan on. We've been talking to Evan for a little bit, and the timing got weird. And now the series is here. Most people are busy, so Evan's actually one of the best because he's still in Canada right now. But if you want to see any of the guests we've had Evan, we've had Affleck, we've had Jay Saliba a number of times, we've had Ben on Drew, we've had who else? B-Fizz, we've had every streamer you can imagine, we've had Faraz Jaka, we've had Greg Raymer, we've had Jesse Sylvia, all of those coming. You can catch those on the YouTube channel right there. And of course, even though Sixes isn't here, he is my partner in crime. He is a legend in the game. Oh shit, I fucked that up. Let's do that without the slash, because I fat fingered it. There it is. Give Sixes some love as well. He's on vacation. He will be at my house next week. And I'm going to make him do this next week, so he should be back. And that's fucking it. See you later. We're going to throw the host over to Mr. Giraffe Ganger, legend of the poker world. Won 2 gigantic majors in one day for over $1 million. Does play and explains all the time on the site. And is playing a bunch of tables right now for high stakes. And so there you go. I'll talk to you later. Peace!